The last reality is returning in Chapter 7, but we haven't seen them since Chapter 3, which was 3 years ago. So in this video, I'm going to be recapping everything that has happened to the last reality, in chronological order. The origin of the last reality is unknown, but we do know that their leader is the Cube Queen. And as for the Cube King, he is actually the Origin. The Origin left the last reality after realizing the cubes were evil and joined the Seven. The first time we saw the last reality was all the way back in Chapter 1 Season 5. The Visitor in the beginning of Chapter 1 Season 4 opened a sideways drift, which is very hard to close, and the last reality took advantage of this in Season 5. This spawned Kevin the Cube using the rift. The last reality had the cube travel all across the map, leaving ruins. Eventually, the cube reached Loot Lake, where the 0 point was located. The cube rolled into the lake and dissolved. The last reality was unsuccessful at obtaining the 0 point, so they raised the island in the middle of Loot Lake in Season 6. They used the ruins around the map to power the cube, and when the last reality took all the energy from the cubes, the cube went back to Loot Lake to destroy the 0 point. But all of a sudden, the floating islands exploded, leaving the cube zombies everywhere across the map. The cube was starting to crack and its energy was lowering. After some time, the cube exploded, which was the last reality's last unsuccessful attempt of getting the 0 point. After that, we heard nothing from the last reality, and they came back in Chapter 2 Season 6. Raz, in Chapter 2 Season 6, says that the Spire has been calling to him in his dreams. Raz starts to look for the Spire crystals, which leads him to the shard of the cube. Raz then gets corrupted by the shard. Raz's use of the shard gained the last reality's attention. Then UFOs started to appear around the map. And then, in Chapter 2, Season 7, the last reality destroyed the Spire, which had the 0 point in it. The Imagined Order was getting ready to fight the last reality. The Imagined Order set up bases all around the map, while the last reality sent a huge army called the Chimera onto the island. The Chimera kept the IO busy while the mothership abducts POIs. The last reality has been scanning Looper's memories in hopes to find where the 0 point went after the Spire exploded. The Imagined Order soon find out that they have a mole and have been feeding information to the last reality. The last reality find out that their base of operations is at Corny Complex, but they don't realize that Sloane knows about this and she is ready. Dr. Sloane planted bombs all over Corny Complex, and the last reality take the bait. They started to abduct Corny Complex.
Okay, here we go. I'll get things ready on my end. You keep those backpacks near the bombs. Okay, I'm gonna start the arming sequence. Wait, what's happening? The signal was cut off. I'll figure this out. Just stay alive. This is impossible. We thought it was gone for good. Last time it nearly destroyed the island. Weaponize your packs. Brace yourselves! You played your part. Now I have to play mine. We are fighting a war in which we are hopelessly outgunned. I won't bring you home. Not if there is a chance that thing can make it back to the island.
The last reality were actually 10 steps ahead of Salone, and the cubes started to invade the island. The Cube Queen is now on the island, and she summons armies of cube monsters and caretakers to destroy the 0 point. With the cubes, she sends them all to the center of the island to create the convergence. Now the Cube Queen is ready to destroy everything. Now the last reality has been defeated, or so we thought. The 0 point starts to send out distress signals and leaves relics behind in Chapter 3, Season 3. These distress signals are coming from the Herald. She works with the Nothing, which is the true leader of the last reality. The Nothing gives the Herald the power of Chrome to destroy the 0 point. The 7 are quickly taken out by the Chrome, and the Paradigm, Jones, and Amy all try to stop the Chrome, but the Chrome is too powerful. In the Fracture event, the Chrome has consumed the entire island, and the Loopers fail to stop her. And the entire island, covered in Chrome, explodes, leaving the 0 point behind, which then travels to a completely different reality. And that was the end of the last reality. But what is this at the end of 0 Hour? Training run complete? Learning phase complete. Then we see beginning phase 2. We're still unsure what this means, but it's most likely that the entirety of the lore before Chapter 7 was just a simulation by the last reality. And looking back on it, it kind of makes sense. Because in the music pack, Queen's Anthem, there's a few lines that show this.
There's just one thing you should know. Don't you wish you knew the mystery? You're just a player in my show. So and everything you ever thought was true was just part of the play I made for you. Don't make your peace with all you have known. Your time with us was only on loan. Oh no.
I mean, yeah, after listening to that, this big reveal makes a lot of sense. But what's happening currently with the last reality? Well, so far, the Dark Voyager has been rebuilt in Zero Point by grabbing Zero Shards from different realities. And that's all we know so far.